So good evening, everyone, and welcome to our weekly connection. Obviously, we had a little delay today, but that's fine. This week, also thank you first to Kelly to hosting all of us here. Where I can show you, there's like 500 people in the room. No, but great people here. And obviously in LA, our friends also been hosted, and we would like to see many other people hosting others in the wisdom. Because most of the idea that I'm insisting to come and be hosted in other people's home, because each one of us needs to be able to understand that our job is to host the entire world in our heart. Our job is to be the host for everyone that comes to our life, that not just specifically, not to be different, what do we call, separating or dividing, or this group or that group. We want to be a host. A host, it doesn't calculate who and what comes to my house or not coming to my house. I'm opening my house, I'm opening my heart, and many miracles can come. So I want to bring this miracle because, we can come together as a group and speak bad about everybody, right? I mean, majority of the time that we're meeting with people, and again, some of us already got the experience and we're not really going to be with others because they're talking nonsense or superficial. And eventually we get tired. No, it's not. I lost interest in those conversations. Does it make sense to you? Sometimes, how long can you talk about the same? Everybody's dead, and Biden, and the Corona. Enough. I don't want to hear it. Let's talk something real. Let's open up something real. Let's host more in our heart beside closing our heart. That's the consciousness of the host. So for that reason, it's Kelly, when we really excited to come to bring the blessings. And something that I want to speak about it today is the idea of continuity. The idea of continuity. Because a lot of us, we're thinking in terms of what we call short-term, I would say, fulfillment or result-oriented or goals. I don't like to put destination. I put little goals so I can feel good about myself. I don't want to put a giant goal because it's going to defeat me. And all of those stories we're telling ourselves. Why? Because we're making ourselves comfortable. And that's the point of the body consciousness. The body consciousness is to be comfortable. Like I shared earlier in the class, I said, if I tell you right now, you just sit down, I tell you, stand up and get something. Maybe because you love me or something, you're gonna do it. But if anybody will stand up, no, my body tells you no. Why? If you listen to your body tells you no, sit. You're already sitting, so sit. You have to listen how our body is in control over our spirit. Because remember, right, we're always saying it, our soul trapped within a physical body. We are 99% spirit within a 1% body. This is insane ratio to allow that 1% body to rule our spirit, to rule our magnificence, to rule what we came here to do. And that's something we need to change. And that's something as well that doesn't allow you continuity. When you listen to the body, I'm not talking about if your body is hungry or tired. I'm talking when your body is lazy, when your body doesn't let you do something of the spirit, when your body doesn't let you do something of sharing nature to somebody else, when your body asking only for agenda. These seeds that you allow, that you plant, these causes eventually translate as fragmented, finite reality in your career, in the relationship, in communication, in health. There's always limitation there. And that's what we want to bring. Continuity is real blessings, is real flow. When we're talking about flow, we're not talking about, just go with the flow. You know that consciousness? Just go with the flow. What do you mean? What if the flow is a lot of garbage floating into a sewage? You want to flow with that? Make sure what you connected to, so to go with the flow, with the right person, with the right people, with the right consciousness, just to be in the flow. But if it no, we are in control over our life. And when we're putting ourselves within the flow of something greater than ourselves, then you have a chance, something greater than yourself. So I want to share with you about this week's energy. And again, reminding you what I said, we are in spiritual place right now, cosmically speaking about. It's the couple of weeks before the beginning of the year. We know the month of Aries starting in a couple of weeks. Less than a week. Oh, sorry. I'm already like talking about it for a few weeks. I forgot already it's coming next week. This Saturday night, this Friday night. We enter into a frame called the month of Aries, which is, what does it mean? It's the beginning of the year. Some people says no, but the beginning of the year, they say it's in Libra, in Rosh Hashanah or something like that. No, this is the beginning of the year from the cycle of the month, meaning that's the first month of the year. What does it mean for us? What's the frame of cosmic frame that we enter in here? There are, from the month of what we call Pisces to Aries, 30 days, there are 720 hours. 700, we know the number 72 in Kabbalah is very powerful, but it's the same numeric value as the word chesed, which is mercy, which is kindness, which is influence. We are in the time, the month prior, again, we have left 1 week, to enter to the energy, what we call merciful energy, meaning to do the work of who you want to be, what type of person you want to become. In next week, you can decide that and it can change completely. But this is the frame right now. Before, because when Aries is starting, it's a little bit more what we call, I like the word judgment, but more like exact. It is what it is. You can't change it. You know, it's like, you know, when you have clay, you do clay sometimes, you did clay. When it gets dry, it's very hard to change it. Or if the wheel stops spinning, you can't reshape it. Does that make sense to everybody, that example? So when Aries starts, almost so difficult to bring more into your life from that point, at least for that coming year. So let's just understand. There are 2 times throughout the year. One, the Jewish people call it Rosh Hashanah, which Kabbalistically, it's the birth of Adam and Eve. It's nothing to do with religion. It's the birth of Adam and Eve, which is the birth of all humanity, right? And in that day, you receive how many days you're going to live, how many kids, meaning how many kids. Kids represent also how many deals you're going to make, how many employees you're going to have, how many businesses you're going to open. That's in Rosh Hashanah. And how many days and how many kids and how much money you're going to have. Exactly. Decided. What happened in this new year, this now in Aries, very unique. It's the quality of your life being decided. How you're going to respond to people, how you're going to see things, how deep you're going to see things, how you're going to live your life with the, let's say someone got 365 days, but is miserable in those days. So what's the point? We want the quality and the quantity. And that's what is being decided now. So now, in that week, we have an opportunity to plant the right seed. What is the right seed? The right consciousness. Consciousness is the seed. Once you work on your consciousness, everything else will start showing you or will come to you in a much, what we call pleasant way, not shovel it to you, not forcing it on you. Sometimes, happened to you before in relationship that the other person, quote unquote, force you to change. You've been in that situation? If you're not changing that, we're done. How many times you said it to somebody? No?
Zero.
No, zero. No way. If you don't stop this, the drinking, I'm not gonna. If you're coming late, if you're not waking up, if you did right, that's what it means. The universe is forcing you, as opposed to I decide. I realize my opportunity in this world is to not wait until somebody wants me to change or somebody. It's a message from the world. It's a universal message. You can call it a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever, but it's come from the universe, right? So this is the opportunity we have to plant a very much qualified, life or day or quality of day. This is what is being determined when we're talking about this Friday. So one of the things that the Kabbalah speaks about is two forces that drive in this world, the forces that we operate on. The force of judgment and the force of mercy. Let me explain what it means. The force of I want and the force of influence. The force of kindness and the force of meanness. Which one do you want to use? Which one would you like to adapt yourself to use? The force that just want me, or the force who just want to influence? This is what is being determined how your year is going to be right now, this week. Now, again, many people don't know this. Ignorance doesn't solve anything, right? But I didn't know. Okay. When you drive and the policeman tell you a ticket, you parked here, but I didn't know. So you parked here, you get a ticket. What do you mean I didn't know? Go tell the judge, I didn't know. You're going to pay for that. Next time you're going to know. Now, for those of us who are here, and for those of us who have people in your life that you make sure you love them, this is the week you make decision of the quality of this coming year. That's why the wisdom of Kabbalah was concealed for so many years. People didn't know about the gifts. People didn't know about it. Again, this gives frame for everything, right? So now we understand there are forces that are there to serve me. Without the desire to receive, nobody gonna wake up in the morning. Without the desire to share and to influence, we are empty in this world. Because eventually, we learn that how much pleasure can I take? How much? I won an award. Wow. 2 minutes later, it's gone. I achieved the goal. I climbed the mountain. 2 seconds later, it's done. I closed the biggest deal. 2 seconds later, it's done. For those of you who don't experience it yet or never experienced it yet, you will see. Experience showing you that all the pleasure that you're looking for cannot stay unless it makes and gives pleasure and influence for as many as people as possible. Because that's how you really gain pleasure in this world, is when many, many, many people enjoying that same thing. You're the only one who enjoying that, your enjoyment, your pleasure, your satisfaction is limited, right? It's like when someone is drinking by himself, okay, nice. But when you drink with a group of people of like-minded and everybody's dancing and singing or doing something, do you feel the drink have better use at that time? Right? You give yourself that excuse later on when you're all alone. I'm enjoying myself. It's not the same joy you can draw from that vessel as when you share it with so many people. And everybody know that. Everybody know that. Sitting here by yourself is very nice. Sitting with people, it's way different and way better. So what do we learn? We learn that in this time we have to decide in what forces And what type of forces would I like to use within my vessel this coming year? The force of judgment. What do you mean judgment? Everything bothers me. Did you have this year a situation that everything bother you about others? Everything bother you about the world? Everything bothers me about you. Right? Why? It's not really something happened there. It's simply you were in a place of judgment. That's why everything bothers you. Happened to you. You ask people, you know, an opinion about something, they trash it. You ask another person about the same thing, showing you the good. How is it possible? 2 seconds ago, a person showed me darkness over there, and you come show me light. Now I see it in a different place. So this week called the portion of Tazriya. Tazriya is you plant the seed, to plant the seed. But also the Torah speaks about something, the Bible speaks about something unique. Without the wisdom of Kabbalah to reveal those secrets is very hard. It's very hard. And I'll share with you what it means, how it look like, and see the Kabbalistic way of seeing things. It's yes, please. You want me to repeat something?
The type of forces that we would like to use in our vessel this year, are there defined like forces that we can think about?
Are there specific?
Yeah. Are there
clear? 2 forces?
Okay.
Clear: judgment, mercy, kindness, meanness, or soft. Right? This is the energy that is about influence, or me, receiving or influence. Which one you would like to use this month? Does it make sense to you?
Receiving, and what was the other one?
Influence. Ashpa'ah, giving over, right? Take. So, what?
So is it giving and receiving, taking and giving?
Yeah, some people think, you know, I receive, then I give. No, it's 2 separate forces. It's like the light bulb. Have plus, it can use only as plus. It's not plus minus, it's plus. And then you have the minus. If you want to connect them together, you get short circuit, you get sparks of light, right? When you try to connect plus and minus directly. But in the light bulb, there's something what we call central column, which is the filament, the delay mechanism, that join the 2 forces together. But one cannot be, I'm sure we're all confused by the fact that sometimes we're helping someone, but with the agenda to receive something in return. It limits that force. You understand? So if I have to learn and to work on how much do I want, and I have to learn and to watch how much do I want to influence. It's not like I'm gonna receive the $1,000, I'm gonna give $10. No, that's not gonna happen. It's what is your desire to give and what is your desire to receive. And then if they have a fitment, they're communicating and light beam starts. But if I want so much, but the influence is so little, it doesn't activate the vessel. Too much, I just want to give, but nothing for me or nothing that I can exist on, you know? That's why people, you know, a lot of spiritual people are like, oh, I don't need nothing for me. I just want to love, I just want to, eventually they drain themselves. They don't have energy, they don't have power, they don't want to do anything, right? And eventually they hate everyone because everyone take advantage of them. That's what they call it. You want to have a real build of these forces.
So you're not implying that giving is more noble than the receiving. They're both equal. We need to decide for ourselves.
I do say that influence is way better.
Okay. The giving is,
but if it's not in the right consciousness, right, it's a burnout.
Right. If it's too conditional.
It's a burnout. Or if it's just like without, wait a second. I just said before, the Kabbalists explain you cannot give what you don't have. If you want to help everybody, but you don't want to help, doesn't make any sense, right? So anyway, let's continue about that. I just shared before that I moved from the
You were
conversation.
saying something was unique. That's where you were going.
Yes. Where did I go?
With the filaments.
Yeah, after.
Before it was
No,
before that.
because she before that.
Aries
Okay,
first.
okay. I got it. No, I got it. I always have it. I just like sometimes like it's throw me off. So when you read the Bible, I understand why the separation and the difference it's tearing people apart. Because when you read something literally and you don't know it's a document that is full of secrets. Nobody had the vehicle to extract those secrets until now, but now we have it, and now we can break that myth of Bible, all of that, and then connect. This is a path that's showing us how to connect to our greatness. And listen to this. It says, and again, please don't take it literally. Some people take it, and ask me. It says, Isha ki tazriya. If a woman conceive first, remember that from I shared it many times.
Yeah.
She will bear a baby boy. That's what he said. If a man conceive first, meaning it will bear a girl. Some people, wow, if I want boys, that's what I need to do. If I need girls, that's what I need to do, right? If you read it literally for thousands of years, that's how exactly they say. So people think, oh, that's how you bring boys. And this absolutely, completely removed from reality. This is absolutely not. The beauty of it is when you learn the secret of what does it mean. A woman always represents us, humanity, the vessels. A woman, in the language of Kabbalah, never represent a woman. A man is a man. No, we're not falling into the immediate physical appearance of things. Woman, we all have inside a woman and a man. We all have it. We have to, and again, I don't want you to sound like a man and a woman. No, a female and male, plus and minus. In order to turn the light in within us, you need to have those, what we call those columns, those forces. Okay? So you have the male and the female. Both of them can be dominant, less or more. It doesn't mean anything in this physical world. It doesn't mean that. Oh, but that's why the person is gay or he likes. No. Don't get into it. This is not the conversation. What it means, we all have what we call the female energy represent the desire to receive. What we learn, the judgment energy within us. And the male energy within us is the doer, is the giver, is the influence. Let's do more, let's go, right? Each one of us have it. Women and men. It's nothing to do with women like that and men like that. No. We need to focus on ourselves. So now we learn something. If the women conceive first, what does it mean in our language in this world? If the vessel, if the desire is awakened first, the results will be continuity. A boy, what do you mean? Another male, but in a smaller scale, right? Meaning it's going to bear a result with continuity. So imagine you have a client that buys something from you and you never see them again. There's no continuity. Why? There was no any awakening within me for that type of relationship. Or even sometimes, when we attracting a situation, it comes to us. Very important to initiate something there because of the energy of continuity. What is continuity? There are fruits comes from the labor of what you love to do. Sometimes it's limited. I don't see where it's gonna come from. I'm not sure. If not sometime, every day you wake up in the morning, you know when the next client is gonna come from. You know who is gonna come to your store. You know who's gonna buy. You know who's gonna call you. You know when the next job is gonna come from. You know when the next project is gonna come from. Most of us waiting. See, I hope today somebody's gonna call me. I hope from all the things that I started to do, maybe something will happen. No, absolutely not. You wake up in the morning, you don't wait for anybody. You don't wait for anybody. When my vessel is awakened, when I wake up in the morning, okay, what else can I do? Who else can I call? Hey, you want the offering all day long? I'm not waiting. Let's see what's happened. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. What will happen is lack of blessings. What is blessing? Blessing is continuity. Something lead to something else. And I want you to see those continuous processes in your life. Because if you see limited process in your life, something is wrong with my consciousness. Something is wrong in how I'm doing. I'm waiting for someone to give me. I'm waiting for someone to call me. That's not going to happen. If you initiate, again, this is the word initiate. Initiate everything. Even in a conversation with someone, even in your business, even in your life, even with your study, with everything you do, you initiate. You always don't wait to anybody. Even if something didn't happen today or tomorrow, there is a continuity in your energy. You creating the flow. You creating the current. You're not following to someone else's current and let's see where it's going to lead us. Right? Sometimes in relationship, we like to do it. Oh, you decide where we're going to eat. You decide what we should wear. You decide when we go, where we go, right? Because it's easier. It's easier. When you're dating, you let everybody take you and tell me, or right? You date someone. Oh, can you make the decision? What should we eat? What should I eat? Should I go to sleep? Should I wake up? Should I stand? Right? It's convenient. It feels like sharing. It feels good. But eventually, we're losing initiation in the relationship, next level all the time. This is what we want to connect this week as well. Next, any question about that so far? Because I'm moving to it another level.
Is the reason that we're all technically, so when you say feminine and masculine energy, right? The average person hears gender, no matter how many times you say that it's not, that's what the average person hears. But I think about it like the reason why technically all of us as vessels are in the feminine energy is because the ultimate giver, right? The ultimate giver is the source, right?
Yeah.
So we're here to receive. So technically in this incarnation here, we're more, all of us, male and female, we're all more in the female energy, nothing to do with gender.
Yes.
Here to receive
Yes.
from the ultimate giver, which
Absolutely.
is the masculine energy, which is again nothing to do with gender, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. But even that, when you say in the original source, which you call it the creator,
Right.
have that
But it-
Shekhinah, what we call it the Shekhinah Kedosha.
Yeah.
The holy Shekhinah. The Shekhinah is the supernal mother.
Right.
It exists.
Right. So
Without that, the light of the creator will be completely flames. You know what the ozone layer is? That Shekhinah. If not, the sun will burn us every second, God forbid. That the motherly protect the children. This is what's happening.
Right.
Exactly.
So you're saying even the giver, it's the giver and the source itself is also the feminine and the masculine.
Absolutely.
Because we that's from the beginning of time. We need to do that. We do that with pronouns. We do that with language. We create gender around everything. It's
Yeah, God is
hard
an
to
old
separate.
guy with a beard.
Right, and what it does is it creates like somehow that women are less doers, men are more doers, women are more just there to receive. None of that is actually what you're saying. What you're saying is really powerful and beautiful. I just wanted to say that again out loud because I thought that was so beautiful. Technically here as vessels, the essence of a vessel, like almost like a womb, but technically we're all vessels here to receive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now again, our job is to emulate that relationship with humanity and the creator And in me, in my own personal life, with my circle, with my surrounding, with my employees, with my family, in my house, with my things, with my everything. I have to think about it this way. Next is something very, very beautiful that the Kabbalists explain. Sorry, I don't have my glasses. I'm making an effort here to even see what I'm talking about. So, no, if it's too much. One interesting part that the Kabbalists say. אין לך אדם שמכיר את עצמו. He says there is no person who know themselves. Now, if I ask you, do you know yourself? You will say, yeah, I know myself, you know me. You know how we're talking? Right? You know me, Benjamin. I never gonna do something like, you know me, I would never do that. You know me, right? Well, you don't know you. I know myself. Most of us, sometimes when let's say, if someone is going to a party, I know myself. If I take one drink, I take 60, right? So that's what you know about yourself. Okay. You know how much love you can give? You know how much care you have for the world? A little bit, like. What is the reason? What is the reason we don't know ourselves? Meaning not just how we look like. Even that we don't know. He says this way. כי להכיר איזה דבר, in order to know anything or something, צריכים בעיקר להתבונן לתכונות הרעות שבדבר. You have to look into the worst part of that thing, meaning the most negative thing about it. In order to know something, you need to know all the negative magnitude of it. You need to know all the bad influence that it has. Everything you need to know. And he says, ומתוך שאין האדם יכול לראות את עצמו, because someone doesn't see the negativity that they spread. Do you ever see how much negativity you're spreading? Have you ever saw the negativity you ever spread? Maybe if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a wife, or you saw how they become negative as a result of your fight with them. But do you know our negative influence to the world, to our life, right? For example, if you study, there's many different levels and different elevation of people that they see things differently in this world, right? For example, you step on a leaf on the way, on the street. The leaf was there. I didn't think of that, right? Have you ever thought about something like, I don't want to step on that leaf? Think about it. Yeah, even that. You see a leaf in the street, like, I don't want to step on it. And then imagine, everybody gonna look at me and I think I'm nuts, walking between the leaves, right? I just don't want to hurt the leaves. Now, let's take 99% of the people in the world don't think about, I don't want to hurt the leaf. What do you mean hurt the leaf? It's died. That's it. It's gone, right? Or the earth, or the chair you're sitting on, or the carpet you're sitting on. Do you think about the carpet or the chair you're sitting on, right? Most of us don't know that when we sit and we are negative and judging, that seat and us are not, they influence in negativity. And the next person who comes here will feel the negativity. Happened before you're on the subway and you're sitting in the warm, it's very hot. And the seat, I'm sorry, you see like, oh wow, see, someone says here, right? Right? Because usually it's cold. You go and you sit in the subway, the chair is cold, you're always sitting like you're sliding, right? Then you come and it's hot, you already feel different. The same thing. If a negative person said, he doesn't know he's spreading that energy into everything in this life. Now, we don't know. Most people are blocked and unaware or dense a little bit. They don't have their thick skin, they don't have nothing penetrate, right? So they don't know. But for those of us who know, we can use it, or we need to use it. For what? To bring more light into our life and blessings to this world. How? And that's what he says. Because כי מטעם כי כל רע המחייב לבוא לכלל קבלה לאדם, הרי מגיע לו בעונג. What does it mean? Have you ever had a mosquito bite in the summer? Yeah. I want you to go back to that moment and start scratch. Do you feel the pleasure? Scratching. So good. You scratch. What happens if you continue a little bit more? It bleeds. And you go all the way, right? I'm going to go all the way with it until it's done, until I don't want to scratch anymore. And it's bleeding. And then it's get dry. And then you want to scratch it again, right? A pleasure, any pleasure that you and I are experiencing in this world, the bottom line for that is pain and suffering. If I'm continuing taking that pleasure, the end result of that pleasure is pain and suffering and only negativity. What? You want to tell me that my enjoyment from the food that I'm eating, that pleasure can be translated later on as pain? Yes. Happened to you before? You had a stomach ache after an amazing meal, right? Or even the suffering of like later on feeling bloated, later on talking about the meal, bragging what you ate, and then later on you feel like, feel sick about it. I don't want to go there anymore. Any pleasure we take, have the end results of that is only pain or disappointment or lack of pleasure. That's what I'm saying. In the beginning, we're closing a deal. I'm so excited about that deal. The next deal, excited about the deal. And then later on, okay, it's another deal. Right? Because we learn eventually that the pleasure, is limited. Therefore, the security for you to draw so much more is if you get to know who you are. What is the source of pleasure? And being able to convert it into something greater than yourself. Because, let me continue and just to share the beauty of that. He says, so a man thinking that the pleasure that he received now, it will last forever, like the first drink, right? It was amazing. The second one, the next time you start drinking, right? The first one is just a starter. And then the 10th is like when you start getting excited, right? Why? What happened with the first drink you had? I'm not taking the same pleasure. Or even, any relationship, your first kiss. Wow, amazing. Saying after 10 years, like, you know what I'm talking about? You think, oh, the kiss with my girlfriend is an amazing moment. You were with her 3 years in distance. That's it. I feel you. All good. You have a best friend or friend of yours. You enjoy and do things together. When it's become about you guys, eventually, okay, we do. It's like a routine. There's no joy. There's no enjoyment anymore. So that's what we want to bring. We want to bring back the joy and the pleasure to last forever. How do we do that? First of all, we have to get to know all the evil within us. If you do not understand that, you're going to go in circles. What do you mean the evil within us? Well, the Kabbalists explain, you need to develop a sense, like your sight, your smell, a sense for your own negativity. It's like an addict that is in a program of AA. Know that part of that is I can't go to a bar and sit and talk to my friends. Does anybody know that? Logic, right? I'm in an AA program. I'm going to meet with my friend in a bar when everybody's drinking and the smell of alcohol is like all over. I need to get to know myself. I know I cannot put myself in a position like that. Like that, there's millions of situations that happen throughout life that you don't even know that once you go there, there is no turning back. And that's a problem. I have to create a sense that realize the depth of my negativity, and then it can be filled with pleasure. If you don't know the extent of how, the evil within me, that cannot be used as a vessel for life. For example, I have this cup, but it's filled with sand until here. Or let's say it's blocked until here. I have that full cup, but all what I'm experiencing is just, can I get some water? So a little bit water, a drink, oh, it's finished. How come? I have like a whole cup. I don't have access. But if you recognize the depth of your negativity, and again, I'm not talking about beating yourself. I'm so bad. I'm so miserable. Nobody gonna like me. I'm doing so bad. I never really finish what I start. I always complain. That's not seeing the evil within it. That's, sorry about my friend, it's stupidity, because it's defeating the purpose. Just speaking bad about yourself, you actually, like the same thing you speak. Anybody here likes to speak bad about other people? Love it. So good. Right? It feels so good. Let's speak bad about others. Let's see how the world is bad. Let's speak bad about it. Let's see how fun it is. At the beginning, you get attracted to speak bad about someone. Like, did you hear what happened to her? You hear what she did? No, but but what do you mean? That's what, tell me more about it. Then you get dragged into a conversation that is so negative. And then you need to participate a little bit more, no? You need to add your own negativity. That is something that we don't even understand, that creates so much damage to our vessel, to who we are. So it's not just about speaking bad about others, it's the idea that I awaken a desire to do something bad. Same thing. If I have a vessel and my vessel filled with sand or whatever it is, it's blocked. I cannot enjoy. My joy is limited. But if I recognize the depth of the negativity, how evil is spread in the world, that immediately washes away all the blocks in your vessel. You just to recognize. You don't have to change it. You don't have to recognize the depth of the negativity. I always give the example, when let's say you have curtains in your house and the sunlight comes in, right? So imagine if the house is dark and the light of the sun comes in the room. Just picture that, right? What do you see in the light? If you close and there's a beam of light enter to the room, and you look at that sunlight beam in the room, what do you see?
Dust particles.
Good. Anybody, what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's important. What do you mean? I just finished cleaning the house. I see particles. Oh, I see dust. I see dirt. So what usually we do? Turn on the candle, close the window. It's fine. It's clean. Put some Febreze. We're good to go. But I just cleaned the house. I open the sun comes in. I see how dirty my house is. I don't want to close it. That's the irony, or I would say the catch-20, right? I bring the light in the room. I see how dirty it is. What do we prefer? To be in the dark? Because I don't see. Do you understand what it means? Anytime you think you see the evil within you, make sure to tell yourself it's not the evil within me. The only time I can see the evil within me is when I'm bringing the light in my life. It's only in the highlight of the day. It's only in the high moment of the day. That's when I want to recognize how, and remember, it's not true, but It's closely. Just my wife showed me earlier about the Oscar yesterday.
Mhm.
Yeah, 2 days.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday. Oh, yeah, it was yesterday.
Yes.
Oh. So she told me, you know, what happened with Will Smith and blah, blah, blah. And he went and punched somebody. So he said later on, I didn't see the, maybe I see the punch, I don't remember. And punch or slap, whatever it is. Anyway, so I like Will Smith. He's a good, is a good fellow, right? But you say, how a person like that doing it? And then he said after, you heard what he said about Denzel?
Yeah.
He says, oh, my friend Denzel told me, don't forget, the devil is waiting for you when you're up there.
In your highest moment. Yeah.
In the highest moment, the devil waiting for you. And again, yes, it's true, but some details we forget. My teacher says the devil is always in the business. Who you think got you to the top? Is your soul, or your ego and your pride and me want to be there? Your ego had to bring you there. You were one with your devil to bring you there. No, he's not going to sit and wait for you. He made sure you're going to be there, because in that height of the moment, he's going to grab the glory and smack someone. All of that in 1 second. Can you imagine all the work? That's what the negative side, that's what the other side, that's what your devil does. He's involved every step of the way. So therefore, when do we want to bring him there? When do we want to recognize our own devil, our own negativity, our own evil? When? You bring the light in when you're in the top. That's when you have that moment of shining light. Then you see, that's what it is. This is where this is the part that we want to do it all the way, not to wait until we're there. Am I allowing my ego to be the guiding force of what I want to do in this world? The pleasure will be just one moment and then it will be gone. It's always in the business. Therefore, recognize the evil within me can only happen when you, let's say, for example, in a meditative state, not when you're so negative and complainer. That's not your negativity, my dear. That's what your negative side says. You see, you just need to finish the complaining and then you're going to be perfect. How many times you thought, I just need to stop complaining and I'll be good? No, because there is a seed, there is a reason why you complain. That's where we need to fix things. What made you that? Oh, I just need to be positive all day long and I'll be good. No. So again, let's finish this idea in a way of practicality. One, the only pleasure that I can continue in a lasting way when it's about so many others. When my joy and my pleasure comes when somebody else takes pleasure. Other than that, the joy, the pleasure I got, I would have many, many needs of many, many moments like that. And that's what we do all day long. Oh, let me get a little another chocolate. Let me get a little coffee. Let me get a little thing. And we keep doing those things and it doesn't fill us. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should eat lunch. Oh, maybe I should go to dinner. Oh, maybe I should pleasure myself with another. I'm going to take out sushi, or whatever it is. And we're thinking, no. The real pleasure comes when we start sharing with the world, making sure that everybody in the world have that pleasure. Again, that's a goal. But the way you go there, the way you deepen it within yourself, is when you recognize the evil within you. What does it mean, the evil? It's the part that is blocked within my vessel. It's that part that I am experiencing reality in such a limited way. I want to deepening myself. When do you deepening yourself? Not when you're so negative and you're so, belligerent about everything and you're so complainer. No. Oh, you see, I'm so bad. No, it's only in the high moment. It's only when you, quote unquote, see the light. Because when you bring the light in, the real light can show you this is the magnitude of all the dust within your life. Any questions? Yes, please.
Were you talking about understanding the extent and depth of our own negativity? I'm unclear if you, the practicality of the exploration of that negativity. Is it more, on the one hand, I heard about the ripples out in the world that our negativity is causing.
Yes.
Is it exploring those impact
No.
ripples, or is it going
No.
inside?
Don't be busy with what you've done out there. Being busy in deepening inside.
Okay, full inner.
So for example, let's say, I give you an example. If someone, let's say, asks you, by the way, do you want to help me move my apartment? He says, okay, it's an action of sharing, it's action of helping, supporting a friend of mine. Let me do that, right? I do that, I help the person. In the end, they didn't say thank you, or at least in the level that you thought that they should say thank you. How do you feel?
Not good.
Thank you. That is what you want to see. You want to wish that they're not going to say thank you in the end of your help. Why? Because that's when you're going to see all your ego, all your filth. It's going to come in. Wow, I did such a good things, and look at them, and all your judgment going to come out. In times of giving, in times of sharing, in times of light consciousness, in times of influence, that's when you want to reveal, wow, this is what I see about my ego. This is what I see about selfishness that I have. Wow, I love myself. I only love myself, self-love, instead of like sharing the love, right? This is what you want to see. Does that make sense to you, the example?
So just look at it.
You have to have like this, like, quote unquote, oh my God, like, wow, look at my ego. Look, it's so crazy. I'm doing such a great thing. I just helped this poor guy in the street, right? And then he cursed me and I got upset with him. Who cares? Thank you. In that moment of light, moment of excitement, moment of high, you have to find and detect where is your selfishness comes in. Any other question? You wanted to ask something?
You focused a lot on how the light reveals the negative in order to know yourself better.
Mm-hmm.
It also reveals the positive to know yourself better. So are you only like focused right now on like the negative that's shown when the light comes in, or you also like, is there another aspect of it where you kind of maybe recognize things that you didn't know about yourself before that are positive things when that light comes in? You know
the problem with, I'm going to read for you something I didn't plan on speaking, but as you said that, it's just like a spark. The Kabbalah says this way: 1,000 people will come to study the wisdom of Kabbalah, only one will stay. 1,000. 1,000 נכנסים, אחד יוצא. Meaning only one will be, So just imagine, in order for you to be here, how many people already left the study? A few thousand people for you to be here, right? That's the ratio. He says, why? Again, there's a reason for that, but we're not going into it, just the numbers. He says, משום ש99 מוצאים ספק סיפוק במציאת חן בעיני הבריות. 999 people are finding pleasure in the being likable in the eyes of others. Meaning, I'll explain to you. I know you're looking at me like, okay, how's it connected to my question? Because only one from 1,000 will do it regardless of what other people think. So the majority of what we call good that we're looking to do, it's most of the time the good in the eyes of others. It's going to make me look good. It's going to make people going to like me more. A lot of the goodness that people do, it's depend on the crowd and the cheering that goes around them. You understand what I'm saying? Not yet.
No, I do.
So if it's real good, there's no reason to discuss it with anything, with anybody. It will be shown. It will have continuity. What is missing? The vessel. Because good, everything is good. Now, I want you to remember, I'm not talking about bad and good in terms of like bad and good. Bad represent the desire to receive only for me, meaning there's no continuity. There's a tree who bears fruits and tree who doesn't bear fruit, right? There's no continuity there. So again, it's good. It's good. It's a tree. Can bring some shade, can bring some this, but it's good. But there's no fruit. There's no continuity. Human being meant to bring continuity to this world in nature, in many, many different ways. But ask your question again and see if you can understand the answer.
So I guess like what I'm using as like a point of reference when I think about this is like a process, right? And so if you look at the process and you're like, all right, this process isn't yielding fruit. So you jump in the process and you identify why is it not yielding fruit. And you might uncover some negative things. You might uncover some opportunities in that process. So I'm not really thinking about it in the context of myself. I'm more thinking about if I like shine light into this process, not only will I see the negative things, but I'll also see like, I might be enlightened to positive things. And so that's what I was trying to like dig into with what you were referring to, because obviously you were mainly focusing on when you bring the light in, it allows you to see the negative things and either correct them or just at least operate in a way where you know which light bulbs aren't on in the process.
So my question is, in order for you to bring the light in, you need positivity. That's where it is. If you won't be positive, if you won't bring the enormous influence to the situation, that's not light. That's light. That's by itself light. So you don't need to be busy with that. You have to be busy in, it's like you go into a dark room and you have a flashlight. So where do you look when you have a flashlight in a dark room? Where do you look?
Where the light is.
Exactly. Well, look at the dark. No, I'm looking, my eyes goes where the light is, right? So every place in life, when you reveal light, that's when you have to, that's when it shows you where you can extract more. It's like imagine you want to build a building, you have to dig deep, right? You don't dig over there and build over here. So when I do something of a positive nature, I have to open my sensors and see where is the devil hides, right? In that moment. Not in when it's negative, everybody knows it's negative. I know exactly. I spoke bad, I'm complaining, I'm lazy, I'm angry, all of those things. I'm annoyed. It's very clear to see it. It's not a rocket science. It's when everything is light. Can you see your selfishness? Yeah.
So are you saying that even when you, in your process of finding positive things about yourself, right? Maybe you discovered like, you like giving, you like doing something for a grandparent or something. Uncle, right? You're saying that you need to also see in those moments where the devil could even be in that, because in that.
That's the only time. That's the only time. There's no other time.
Even in that really good thing that you're thinking you could do, it could also become something where ego gets involved. I love doing this for my grandparent, but now I realize the more that I do it for my grandparent, I kind of feel really good about myself. And then the good that you feel about yourself, you kind of could like walk around a little bit more cocky, and then you're not necessarily like aware of other things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I got that, yeah.
Anyway, so all these negaim, all what this week speaks about the negaim, all these what is nega is like it's like a disease. They speak specifically about nega tzarat, about leprosy. Leprosy is something that spreads, right? So we have to make sure that we are aware of our negativity and how it spread negativity. That is when you can transform. If you're not aware of the magnitude, it's very hard to transform. But we have to finish here the recording. We can stay with you and hang out a little bit more and talk. But I want to say thank you. Have anyone a question over there I didn't answer? Yeah, I just don't know. Okay. Thank you, Adam, for.
Thank you, Benjamin.
It happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gabriel. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I don't see the name so much, but in the faces, Gabriel. Eliezer, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kat.
Thank you, Benjamin.